adjusted that line there. I went ahead and approximated these two section areas. So I've done my sections in Y direction, pop these two in, and I made this curve based on those two and extended it till it reached that point there. So I think I will also change a little bit my approach for this area. So I'll get this done in a slightly different manner. So the curve that we had here, I'm going to change it to look more like the area on the scan, the radius that we've got going on there. And I will connect it to the shoulder area. The reason why I want to do this is because we're going to come with a C-pillar surfacing in here, and we will have to intersect and blend this whole area. So theoretically, this all has to connect in a certain way. They should not be overlapping and not meeting in space. So, taking that basic assumption, I'm going to start building that area. So let's jump into it. You'll find yourself quite often in the process of building these things that you change your approach depending on where you are. So that there, and we see that it's pointing into the area where that theory might happen. So take the curve, we copy paste it there, overbuild this curve to meet up then with these surfaces that we would have here. Surface generated when we were making that deck area. So move the pivot to this edge, right there, and in this view. Turn off mesh. I'll rotate it out, scale it, rotate it back a little bit in Z. Now let's rotate it in the Y direction, so it kind of meets up. Scale it a little bit back. So I'm almost hitting it. Now what I'll do, I'll just take the stretch tool and snap it there. And if you remember correctly, the mesh has a radius that's doing this kind of a motion. So let's bring that back. You see this shadow area here is describing what our theory would do. So let's try to generate that. To get that in, the easiest way for me now is to take that curve, move down a little bit, pull this up, hit on one plane-ish. Yeah, it's okay in this view. Now take this curve and I'll go into rotate, double click that, and then click on vector. Now I'll bring that vector, so Control-Alt snap these points along the curve. This generates you a vector, and you will be able to rotate this along there. Right click the line, and then with the right click you can rotate it. You see, keep the endpoint where they were, just rotate there. So let's rotate this in kind of like this. Also it disappears. Now actually that theory looks like that. So rotate it back. Now take the CVs and then just move normal the surface in till they kind of disappear. Make it look like that area more or less. rail. We're not meeting up here, so I'll take that CV, slide along that projected curve. Let's bring in the sections. So, cross-section editor. Next line. Internal fluid shading. Parallel surface. See, we are getting pretty close there, so let's pull these down ever so slightly. Now also do take that plane that I have generated, pick the line, and I'll turn this curve a little bit in X direction. X, and this brings me that theory line down. Okay, here we are sitting in model that line. Take that curve. That's the CV ever so slightly. Let's come out. Let's move in a little bit like that. Move out. Let's slide this back as well. There. Here. Same. Come a little bit closer. Slide it back. And we're getting very close there. Okay. Decent for the area, given that the sections are falling in and down and all that, so I'll take my chances there and say, okay, that's where I deviate. Also here I will deviate a little bit. I can flatten this ever so slightly, and then that's the area there. Here we can pump this up a little bit so we're not getting these strange reflections. This can come down. This can come up a little bit. Slide as well. TV layout of that surface. Okay, it's going from straight. This one. Let's see the curve. Could slide a little back. And we're getting a gradient between that line and the other ones. Okay, and now we can also take this CV here, the curve, and bring it a little bit back. That's good. So we have surface in there. Let's turn off the mesh. Turn on shading there. All the CV is off. Let's see what we've got here. So about that. We'll have to continue that surface in the next video. But for that we will have to take this, bring it along here, and also make sure that we check images online. The Aston Martin One-77. Let me just and then we have to check what's happening there. For me, this is a profile running along there, then we'll have to take it up there and come down here with the surface off of that line, which will connect to what we've built here on the pillar. That's how we close that area, and then the blend is the last thing that we put up there. Boom. So I'll catch you in the next video where we patch that area up. Thank you for tuning in, and then I'll catch you next time.